guys? Welcome back to Viking Studios. And this is gonna be a little evening night ride, kind of talking about some of my plans for this upcoming season here. What I plan on being, doing with this bike season, and what plans and all that. So kind of want to stay tuned. We're going to go over what's in store and what we plan on breaking new ground with. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so I intend to probably hit a new market here on Viking Studios, where if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you've probably seen that we do like a lot of photo shoots, and we shoot a lot of models and do a lot of cinematic stuff and everything like that. You might have also seen that every year we ride motorcycles in the summer, kind of like late spring, summer, and into the fall for as much as we can here in New England. And we like riding. We usually take a big trip up every week to Bike Week in New Hampshire and Laconia and stuff. And to be honest with you, I never really made consistent content with the motorcycle. We made some really amazing tracking shots. We've done some cool stuff that no one else was doing at the time. But it was never a huge focus on the channel. In a sense, it was always, I don't want to say even secondary, but it was always never a primary focus on the channel. Last year, I really focused heavily on airsoft and was making some airsoft content, and that was like my fitness thing to lose some weight, and I still love it, don't get me wrong, but airsoft's definitely, there's been just a lot of drama and some BS in the community and stuff, and, it's just not what I'm focused on, really. It kind of started where a few weeks ago, came back from a huge dream trip of mine. We went to Iceland, and going to Iceland was a huge, I don't want to say necessarily a culture shock, because it wasn't really hard to adjust over there, but the people are so nice. The lifestyle is very stress-free and very rewarding and like that kind of stuff, and it's not like that here. So one of the things that I find here, the closest way I can describe it, is riding. Riding is very freeing, and it's kind of like you either get it or you don't, and it's a really good happy place for me every year. Having a bad day, having a good day, I'll go for a ride, and I always feel better afterward, no matter what. So we like doing it. We like taking big trips too, not just small trips, and it's something that we've always loved. Now that my son's getting a little bigger, he's been on the bike a few times. He loves hanging on the back of this thing like a backpack. Kitten, aka Metal Kitten, she loves to ride. She has her own bike, and we have a bunch of friends that ride. We have some smaller stuff. We have some friends that have some much bigger bikes. So it's been kind of like part of us for the last couple of years pretty heavily, but it just never was focused on the channel. So when we came back from when we came back from Iceland, I started thinking about the YouTube and saying, hey, where do I want to go with this? How do I want to proceed, really? Obviously, we went over there, we did a whole travel series, so like the link of that will be down below. It's currently being released every so often for the episodes, and it was just a dream come true. Beautiful cinematic stuff. Again, we went for photography, so we were shooting models and playing around in the hot tubs and springs and the waterfalls and the black sand beach and all that fun stuff. But it's like, all right, you come back, so what's next? Well, it's riding season here. So this year we and Metal Kitten kind of decided, let's make a go of this with the motorcycle this year. Let's really get into the MotoVlogging. I've had ideas for several years. I have probably I don't know, 50 hours of test footage of stuff that I wanted to try, and just, you know, it just didn't work out or didn't make a final cut. But it was all a learning experience about how to like do something different that no one else is doing. And I think I've kind of started to kind of figure it out a little bit. So in this channel with the motovlogging, you know, I'm gonna do motovlogging like everyone else, but obviously we have some pretty nice gear, so it's like, why not incorporate the high-end gear with motovlogging, and do some stuff that maybe, you know, other people aren't really doing. You know, like some channels do it. Don't get me wrong, there are some channels that are pretty nice content, but the super high-end content and the stuff that's standing out different, it's not a lot of that I've noticed on the YouTube motovlog scene. There are some people who do it really well. There are some people who do it kind of but there's not a lot of people that take the cinematography and that aspect of it and do the rest of it well too. One of my big inspirations, to be honest with you, going into like who I watch on YouTube, just pure transparency and stuff like that, I think in terms of vlog style and this kind of narration and everything, I think it's hard to say. It's hard to beat the quality that Blockhead puts out. He does a really good talking head with motovlogging, and he's really fantastic with that. I think he's built up his brand very smart and done really well. So I have like this, like, I'd say like a love-hate relationship with the man, and I don't know him. He's really good. He works with brands really well, and he's built up this, you know, little niche in his market that's really well, and I think he's done well. The hate comes in where, again, it's like, I'm looking for like, do something a little different. There's nothing that he does that's all that different than anyone else. You know, it's kind of like the same as everyone else. He just is the cream of the crop of it, which is nothing against him. I think he's a cool dude. I'd like to meet him, but like in terms of like looking up inspiration for doing something like next level, it's a little lacking in that department. The other YouTubers I follow is obviously like Her Two Wheels, awesome. You know, she's got like the female rider perspective of it and everything, which I think is amazing, because I can relate to that with Caitlin. You know, Metal Kitten rides, and it's like a lot of the same stuff that Jess talks about. I'm like, yep. I'm like, I can see that, because Caitlin can relate. And then there's obviously Shade Tree Surgeon, which I wasn't sure watching his channel at first if someone I would like, but I love it. I think he's really entertaining. He's a really funny guy. He's really genuine. He's definitely more my type of people, where like, you know, in like my real life, my day-to-day, he's the kind of people we hang around with and we do stuff with. And so we started watching him a lot. And the funny thing is, sure enough, we actually have a connection to Shade Tree Surgeon. It's kind of funny is he hangs around with obviously his niece Shayleezy, who's friends with someone that Caitlin's friends with, Marley. So she's on the channel quite a bit, and I think they were doing like a live stream or something one day, and Caitlin goes, "That's Marley. Like, I went to school with her. I'm friends with her. Like, I still, like, you know, it's amazing." So like we hit her up, and she follows like the Instagram and stuff, and it's just funny. So it's kind of just funny how, like, you know, even though they're on the other side of the country, we have like that connection. It just kind of shows you how the motorcycle scene is and the moto scene in general. It's just really close knit, even though it's vast. So it's like, well, what would I do? I mean, I love watching these guys, and I think what they do is already incredible. So, you know, you've got the personalities, you've got the quality, you've got the perspective. So it's like, you know, there's a bunch of other motovloggers out there and stuff. Like, where can I kind of like put my stamp on it? You know, like, I don't want to just do the same thing that everyone else is doing. I've never been like that. I really want to do my own thing and stand out somehow. So I was like, well, you know, like we do the cinematography stuff and we do models and everything. So why not incorporate some photo shoots into it somehow, some like next level cinematography with it, while also integrating that moto vlog part. You know, like let's do some stuff. Now, I've done some pretty fun stuff that no one else was doing at the time with MotoVlogging when I wasn't even MotoVlogging. So I'm like I've got like some really cool tricks, some really cool shots. I've kind of been doing some testing the last couple weeks of, you know, some of the things that I can do that no one else can do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick to my strong points and make some content that I would like to see. Still make it somewhat familiar where, you know, everybody's kind of used to that motovlog format, you know, still incorporate that to some extent, but also have some stuff that no one else is doing. Something. I have some really cool ideas, and it's going to be really exciting. So, me and Metal Kitten, aka Caitlin, I kind of say the names interchangeably on this channel. I haven't really picked which way she wants to go with being known. I plan on doing some more of this, some more talking, and incorporate some of those tricks. So me and her sat down and we came up with a episode kind of like thing for the year. You know, I don't want to say necessarily a series because they're different. Every episode is different, but at least a blueprint, if you will, of some of the stuff that we want to incorporate into the YouTube for the Moto season. And it's gonna be cool, guys. Like, we really come up with some really cool stuff between trips and everything else. Like, we've come up with some really cool topics. We've come up with some really cool camera tricks that no one else is doing, that aren't so necessarily easily replicated. So it's not like, oh, you know, Viking Creative Studios does this is how they do it. I want to make you wonder how it's done. And I think we got something for everybody, so it's going to be fun. Besides that, obviously, I have, you know, my girlfriend, she rides. So we also have the Cardu set up, like I'm wearing right now. So we can get really good audio. And you can have that perspective of the Cardu audio like you would see from Blockhead or anything like that, where you get to be a part of the conversation. Especially when we go for rides and stuff, since we kind of do it as a family. It's gonna be really interesting. And I've already kind of put out a little snippet test video on the channel. Again, I'll put the link down below for it, but it's about low light, because not a lot of people do this at night. Right now I'm recording on the GoPro, and you can tell it's probably iffy on the quality just because it's so dark. And that's why no motor vloggers do like a lot of low light stuff, because it's just very difficult to get good quality stuff. Well, I have a secret weapon and a secret tool and a secret recipe to have basically low light stuff like this, but in perfect quality. Very high quality, no grain, no noise, nothing like that. I have a secret weapon for all of that this year, so I'm pretty excited. So that's something we're going to be doing, and I can't wait. And that's one of the things that's going to be different about my channel, is there'll definitely be some more evening riding and night riding. We won't be limited of ending the vlog once the sun's going down. Yes, I mean, we love riding during sunset, but we can keep riding, baby. We can keep riding into that dark, into that night. Stars on, you know, the horizon. I can capture all of it. So that's something that's going to be really different about my channel compared to everybody else, which I'm very, very excited about. So if you haven't seen the test footage, like I said, the link will be down below. It's just giving a really, like, just a small, tiny little blip about, like, what's to come. And obviously the season's warming up, so this shield can come off soon, because I hate the shield. I think it looks terrible for video and stuff, but you know, pretty soon that's going to be able to come off, and it'll be nice. So, you know, that's something that's going to change. Metal Kitten's got some stuff for the series, so she'll be doing some riding. I think every year we do photo shoots with the bikes. I think that's going to be cool. Without giving too much away, some of the stuff that's going on in the immediate future very, very shortly, besides the episodes that I don't want to talk too much in detail and give away, but we've got a bunch of episodes that are planned out, is we have a bike run coming up this weekend. So this Saturday, we're actually taking part in a charity run. It's not too long of a ride. I think it's only going to be like 40 miles one way and 40 miles back. So that's, you know, it's a good ride. It's not too much where people get stressed out or tired or anything like that. It's just going to be a good ride for a good cause. We're going to be riding up with Brenda from Rise Up. It's a charity, I believe, for her brother who passed away last year. So that's going to end back at a location called The Island in North Smithfield, Rhode Island, which is a place we go to throughout the summer, where I have a lot of family that go there, and it's kind of like an outdoor bar, and they have music and family activities like cornhole and stuff like that, and they have live bands, and it's on the water, so it's really beautiful there. The bike charity run is going to end there, so this Saturday coming up, we're actually going to go to that. It's going to be incredible. It'll be the first charity run of the season. I don't really do too many charity runs or runs in general with bikes, but like I have ridden in some pretty big groups before. Up here in the north, I mean, I have dabbled around with some of the clubs and stuff, so I have a lot of relatives that have connections to that, and you know, we've ridden out in some pretty big groups, outlaw style, where, you know, you're side by side the whole way, and I love that stuff. We ride very much like that. It's kind of always been in the history of biking, is that outlaw mentality. We dabble in that a little bit, but you know, obviously we're not affiliated with any clubs directly or anything like that. We have a lot of friends that are in it, and the scene in general, so it's been cool. So besides the charity run, the other thing that is a bigger event that will be coming up is this year. We do it every single year so far for the last several years, but basically what we do is we do this big trip up to New Hampshire through the mountains. So if you've never seen like the White Mountains or anything, there's videos on my channel, and I'm sure there's plenty of MotoVlog stuff from other people going up there. It's amazing. But we usually go up there for about a week or so, and we get an Airbnb, and we ride the mountains. We go to cool places and eat. We do like the Saco River, where we sit in the tubes and we basically drink all day and have a good time and relax. And it's just a really good like decompression. Here's another bike. What up? You know, we get to do that, which is truly incredible. It's really, really nice to be able to go up there and see all the trees and the mountains and stuff and the fresh air. So we do have that booked and planned for this year. So I plan on doing a travel series for that as well. I've done it every single year we've gone up there, and it's always just fun. I always say I'm not going to film a lot. I'm going to kind of go up there and enjoy it, but I always end up filming so much cool content, and it's always just a pure blast, so I can't wait. This year, I believe we're going to be staying again in Bartlett. It's just where we stay most years. Last year, we kind of stayed a little bit of a different location that wasn't too far. This year, we're going to be back in Bartlett again, and it's a good spot. Really like it, so I can't wait for that. It's going to be fun. We ride up, obviously, I'm talking about MotoVlogging. We obviously are taking the bikes up there, which is cool. After that, we have the episodes that we're going to be working on, and we're going to be doing that and getting in touch with maybe some custom jobs with the bikes and stuff, because you know, I do work a lot with my uncle, and we do fabricate some cool custom stuff. But if you guys like MotoVlogs and you like custom type of content, I really would advise you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications, because this season we're really going to make a run of this, and we have some really great ideas that are really fun, and you're not going to want to miss it. The audio that you're hearing now is really my second test for this setup, so we have a bunch of audio equipment that we actually got in to be able to do some pretty good MotoVlogging. So it's been a work in progress quite a bit, and we have a lot that we're gonna be doing. So like, it really is something that if you like motorcycles, if you like travel videos, if you like cinematic stuff, if you like beautiful models, then you should be hitting the subscribe button, because this channel is about to have all of that in spades. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I'd love to see you guys in the comment section in the next videos. I'm gonna let you guys go here. I'm gonna finish doing this ride since it's a little dark anyway. And yeah, I'll see you guys back here very soon for some more amazing content. Everybody, you have yourself a great night and ride safe.